What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday night, or it might be Monday when you're seeing this. We're here for our weekly energy oracle forecast for the week, where we take a look at the next 7 or 8 days to see how they'll be treating us. Basically, we are looking ahead at what kind of spiritual and energetic weather we're going to be dealing with for the week. Right off the bat, hope has flipped out. I love it. I don't know if you guys ever saw Sandra Bullock movie Hope Floats. And I don't know, something like right at the end of the movie when you're all nostalgic and like you're like, oh, that was a really good movie, and like the credits are about to roll. Like she says something about like, just when everything blah blah blah, like hope floats to the top. Yeah, like that's what this reminds me of. Whatever is happening right now, there's some kind of transformation happening within us all right now. It's prevalent everywhere. It's prevalent in the way that we are running our shows and showing up to work, and how we're showing up as ourselves, or we're starting to become aware of, changes that we'd like to make, or just aware that we would like to make changes in the way that we're showing up, in the way that we interact with others. And so there is discomfort. There's growing pains. There's a growth curve there in that transformation. But I feel like I'm seeing this like exposed flesh on this hand, almost like a raw open nerve. It's like when you're really going through it and everything's just so overwhelming. You're so sensitive, and but it's just like if you just let go, open that hand up. And just let the process take its toll, like let it go where it wants to. I think it's going to be uplifting, and I think it's taking us to higher transcended places, and more fulfillment and more joy and more peace and serenity, and just in our mundane world, maybe just a more livable, doable, happy, day to day, actually. Song that I had stuck in my head today that I just kept playing. I found the YouTube. That's where I like go look up certain songs that I want to listen to. Just with the video on YouTube. And I don't know if you guys know the song Higher Love, and it sounds like Peter Gabriel, but it's not. His name's like, I looked it up today, like Steven something. It's like very, very basic name. But Whitney Houston did a cover of the song later, and then there's like a recent cover with like another female artist, and she kind of like uses Whitney's vocals. But anyway, Higher Love. Check out that song. I don't know, it goes something like, think about it. There must be high love, something deep in your heart or in the stars above. It's just like, the whole song's really good, but the lyrics are very poignant, and it feels kind of like the feeling right now. So that's kind of, I would suggest listening to that song. But I just feel like right now things are uncomfortable, or they could be. But the transition and the transformation is going in a positive direction. So I think that there's every reason to hope. And there's a million cards in this deck that are not very hopeful or very like bright and sunny. So I think that that's already a good sign. Good sign to hope. All right, what else do we need to know? Think about it. There must be high love. Release. So this came up in my own weekly spread, and it came up attached to a Kabbalah card that was about releasing the ego to the care of the higher self. And so I think that's a huge theme for that transformation right now, is releasing the ego to the care of the higher self. It's like allowing that unconditional loving part of you to come through, even when you're feeling triggered, especially when you're feeling triggered. That's part of the transformation. And so sometimes it's hard to release the ego. It's uncomfortable. We want to be validated. Sometimes we want that juicy, revenge or the anger. We want to say the thing, or we want to be right. We want to be justified, or we want to, save our pride or whatever. That usually causes inauthenticity, right? And then it throws us out of alignment with our authenticity. And then that throws us out of alignment with what we want to have affinity with, to have ultimate fulfillment, right? So yes, release worries, release the insecurities, release the fears, release the need to control, release the need for certainty even. The scorpion is here. It's a sign of death and rebirth. It's a symbol of Scorpio. The mushroom is here. Mushrooms take what has decayed and they remake it into something nourishing. Like, mushrooms are so powerful as far as the health benefits. And even like when you think about like psilocybin and like hallucinogenic mushrooms, it's like they have so much spiritual medicine in them as well. And so, releasing what has come and gone or is falling away, but allowing that to be the thing that creates something new from it, right? It's that spiritual alchemy. It's like, it's taking what was in the past and shifting it and transmuting it, right? It's like we can't get rid of something. Like, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transmuted and changed. So yeah, all of those things that have been holding us back, it's like they're starting to come to our awareness, and we're able to release those, or at least release the desire to instantly respond to a triggered feeling with something to pacify it with, or something to fix the situation, or, a panicked response, right? We're really releasing. We're releasing expectations and projections. And, we're just like releasing ourselves and surrendering into the present moment and just being fully here now, instead of being future tripping and obsessing about what's coming and being anxious and neurotic about that. Instead of, obsessing over the past in a way where you get bogged down in the story, and you're not doing it in a reflective, productive way. It's releasing all that. Releasing all of the hangups that we have in our head that are giving us this negative idea, these negative stories about ourselves, or these limiting beliefs about ourselves. We're letting those go, and we're opening ourselves up to hope. And hope, it takes vulnerability. It sometimes we feel really foolish and irresponsible hoping. We feel naive, and we feel like we're just setting ourselves up to get a big punch in the gut. But stuntmen, Evel Knievel, those guys, they have to be ready to take a hit. That's what makes them great. It's their courage and their willingness to take the risk. Gluttony. So yeah, this might be a good time to cut back on overindulging. Jupiter is in Taurus for like a minute, and so it can also expand our hedonism and our lust for, rich foods and drinking. In the summer, at least in the northern hemisphere, we're in the summer. I guess in the winter we have excuses too. It's like, oh, in the winter there's all these like holidays and stuff, and we want to drink. But then, well, I guess in the summer, or in the southern hemisphere, the winter holidays here are the same. It's just that they're summer holidays. Anywho, drinking, partying, indulging, these are summer activities, right? This torso here, it looks like very like Midsummer Night's Dream, just like taking it all in. But we do need to cleanse, right? To be in my most like light and clear and open channel, I fast every day. It is just normal for me now. I'm not like a big daytime eater anyway, but for me to get the most out of my day, to get the most out of my energy, the most out of my focus and concentration and motivation, I don't really need to eat anything until later, because it just gets me feeling lethargic and heavy. And I don't eat more than I need. And so it keeps me very clear and very open and very receptive to insights coming in, because I'm not cloudy, I'm not foggy, I'm not tired. So you may need to take a step back from something that you've been indulging in, maybe just in general tightening up your routines and getting them healthy and getting some good healthy structures so that you can build, right? Build onto this foundation that we've been laying with all the groundwork we've been doing this year. So yeah, don't ruin it with gluttony. I was actually just saying today, like, we had so many rich snacks at work tonight that I was like, oh, I think I might have just like water for dinner when I go home instead of like heating up a meal. Ooh, my risotto has been so good, you guys. Been loving it. I've been eating salmon and risotto this week. Mwah. I made it with mushrooms and prosciutto. It's really good. Okay, beginning. So yeah, this gluttony card here is kind of like a reset, right? For this new beginning coming in. I love it. It's like we're releasing the things in the past that have held us back. Maybe the ways that we've wasted resources and money on, things that haven't really served us, or we don't really need to direct our money in that anymore. Maybe we can direct our energy, resources, money, focus, what have you, in a new direction, in a positive, new, healthy beginning for a brand new start. Either way, the energy is very hopeful. This beginnings card has always been, super positive to me. It's just like the seed's already been planted. The creative goal, the baby, the symbolic baby is already growing. It's already forming and filling out. So, when we are hoping for a new beginning, the thing about hope is that it's not quite the same as certainty. There's a little doubt there. There's a little space left because you're not in the present. You're not in the mentality that it's already done, that you're in time and space is an illusion. And so if you know that everything is the eternal now, then you already have everything that you want. The beginning that you're waiting for to begin has already begun. The thing that you're wanting to create, it's already underway. Right? You need to be in that state of mind, that it's already a done deal, that it's already started, that you already are living the dream that you want at some degree, right? You may not be living the fully realized, fulfilled, version of it, but on some level, you need to get in the mental state of like being in the full acceptance that what you're creating is already here, that you're already successful, that you've already received it, because that is how we align and have affinity with, right? If we put it off and hope for a someday, then that is telling the universe, we're in vibration with the separation. We're in the vibration, we're in affinity with not having. So hope is good. Keep your hopes up, keep your hopes stoked, but temper that hope towards absolute certainty. Not like hoping like, ooh, because there's like a little bit of doubt and hope. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you guys catch what I'm throwing out there with like the little bit of doubt that's hiding in hope? It's not quite Amuna. It's not that faith that transcends reason, right? Reason is still giving you a little bit of like doubt there, a little bit of a healthy skepticism, right? But all that is cushion. It's cushion to save yourself from what you think is going to be a disappointment, right? So if you're subconsciously trying to cushion yourself from what you think is going to be a disappointment, you're not expecting this. Expecting this. I love this art. This woman here, this figure is expecting. She's expecting something that's already in the process of becoming, right? So that's how we need to receive what we're calling in. That's how we need to believe that our life is unfolding in a miraculous way, that it's already a done deal, that we already have what we want. It's already ours. Because anything that has been set aside for you, like by divine will, nothing can hold it from you. Nothing can keep you from it. It will not pass you by. And anything that is not meant for you will never be right. And you'll have to like struggle, and it will never bring you fulfillment anyway. So no, with absolute peace and certainty, release any fears or doubts or neurotic anxiousness about this that it's like you're already expecting. And the gluttony may be that whole negative tape of, well, what if it doesn't work out? What if this is going to be just like before? What if this is like it always is? Then nothing ever changes. Blah, 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 blah. So like all of that that loop, that feedback, it's like you're binging on these thoughts that are not yielding you what you want in the now. And that's why it's just out of reach, right? So know that it's yours. Expect that it's already happening. What is meant for you is yours already. So just name that and claim it and know it. Know it deep in your bones. And don't continue on feeding yourself these stories. Don't keep feeding yourself the stories from the past, right? Don't keep taking that in. Don't keep listening to the same people who are feeding you the same stories either. All right, let's get one more card to finish. Okay, so I was like, what if we just get a chakra card? That'll be a jip. No, it's not. Okay, so sacral chakra came up with uncover. And so this is perfect. This is about, so the sacral chakra is like where the sexual organs are. It's where the womb is. It's where like, I think that there's like male stuff going on like in that lower pelvic area as well with their tubular things. I'm not a doctor. They're tubular things connected to their saccular things. Okay, so let's just get serious. Stop laughing at balls. Okay, so sacral chakra. This is also the subconscious. This is associated with the element of water. This is associated with the moon, right? This is like uncovering our subconscious, our unconscious motivations, our subconscious patterns, our subconscious limiting beliefs that have been holding us back. So we're witnessing those and releasing them for transformation, for death and rebirth, so that we can finally put away that old self and those old habits and those old beliefs and those old mindsets, and finally uncover what's been driving us in circles the whole time, so that we can name it and see it and claim it and move forward. The more that we're aware of our patterns, the easier it is to heal from them. Because when you are aware that like, oh, I'm only doing this because this motivation came from this wound, and you kind of follow that back, you're like, oh, what this was originally like why I've ever felt this way, or like I think the first time I ever felt this way was this. I think that gave me the impression that led to me saying like this, therefore this, forever. It's limiting belief. So the more that we see it happening, the more that you're like, oh, that's why I'm doing this. It's not because it's not because I love it, or because of, I think that if I do this, I'll be this. It's because of this real reason from a million years ago, or from this unpleasant situation that I haven't even realized has been driving my decisions and my actions and motivations. So it's like, once you can see that, you're like, oh, you don't feel the same way anymore. You're like, oh, I can make a different decision. I don't have to go in this direction, or I don't have to feel compelled to do this behavior anymore, because it's not even giving me the fulfillment or it's not solving the issue. It's like a placebo or whatever. So it doesn't have any power anymore. And then you feel like, oh, well, I can make my own free will choice now. And I can choose with intention who I want to be, how I want to behave, how I want to, show up, how I want to carry myself, how I want to conduct myself. So yes, we are uncovering these subconscious wounds and patterns and healing them. And in the meantime, it's like, this is also revealing a lot about what's been weighing on our heart, as we get in deeper with these things and we're willing to look at them and sit in that discomfort, it's like all of this stuff comes up that we didn't even realize that, that has been there all along. And so, yeah, there's just different dimensions of healing going on right now. And, it may be uncomfortable, it may be itchy, it may be painful, but it's worth it, right? And the more that we do the work, the more that we'll be released and uplifted and lighter and more fulfilled. And yeah, I believe great things are developing, you guys. I really do. Hope floats to the top. Release the ego to the care of the higher self, which will lead you in the direction of your ultimate fulfillment. It will align you with your divine path. Watch out for gluttony. Watch out for feeding yourselves the same story over and over again. Watch out for overindulging in toxic things that are numbing agents or coping mechanisms that may be, wasting your health or your resources. And just rest assured that new beginnings are really coming. They really are at hand. Really expect that with absolute faith and certainty that positive new beginnings are literally being birthed as we speak. And through all this, we're going to be uncovering a lot of subconscious motivators and patterns this week. And so just let that happen. Continue to do the heart healing. And I think you'll witness it all coming up. Take your time. Try not to short circuit or be too reactive, Give yourself time to observe, breathe, and make compassionate choices for yourself and others. Choices that are in alignment with who you are becoming, the life that you are creating, and who you are hoping to come in the direction that you're going. Make decisions that are in alignment with the things that you really value and that will bring you long-term value and fulfillment, and not just instant comfort or ease or gratification. All right, you all. Well, I will see you tomorrow for our weekly anchor message where we go a little bit deeper into our soul school for the week and we find out what our actual assignments and lessons are going to be within this kind of weather. It'll probably give us a deeper look into what kind of patterns and tendencies we're going to be working with. So I will see y'all tomorrow. Until then, you can find me at Liz_Taylor_Magick on Instagram, where I will post our readings there tomorrow in a photo text form. And then later we'll come on here on YouTube and talk about it in more detail. All right, y'all. Ciao.